Okay, so I am finally doing all these Harry Potter films. I'm gonna do reviewing all of them, and then probably just do one big long video talking about all these movies and all the positives and negatives of the whole franchise. I figure it's just a way because I had people voting on either side of what I want to do, and I figure why not just do both? And I figure a lot of the Harry Potter fans will go back to some of these reviews that I do of all these individual films, because you guys have probably seen them 20 million times, so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So without further ado, we're going to be reviewing the first film, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer Stone. So in other countries, it's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, because the book was made in London. So I don't know why they changed it for American audiences. Is this because we're dumb or we wouldn't enjoy the philosopher? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Let's get into the film. So what I love so much about this film is that we set up everything that's going to be great for this franchise. But it also makes for some of the worst moments of the franchise. So let me get into that. So let's starting off the good stuff. Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson. Harry, Ron, and Hermione. They are the cream of the crop. They are what hold these films together, because we want to see them, and they're always had a ton of screen time. They're so likable, they're charming, and even though when they can get kind of annoying, but it shows in their flaws and it makes us relate to them, and we enjoy them throughout all these films, and we just want to see their journey together through everything they go to. And the casting choices are perfect. I almost can't see them remaking this series in like 50 years from now, and I can't even imagine these actors not playing these characters. I don't know if it's just nostalgia, just watching as a kid and growing up and watching them as the films went along. I don't know what it is, or just them just being so great in the role and the movies being so good, but I just almost can't picture it. They are just pitch perfect, and I can't unsee them anytime I think about these characters. They add just so much to this franchise, and they start off really, really great as young child performers, which is a really awesome thing to have and for all your films, because child performances are always criticized, and they're in the movie the whole entire time and they stand their own, so I gotta give props to them. So the other great part about this is the setup to everything that's going on. So about the first 40 minutes, we're getting set up to Harry's character. We're going through how he becomes a wizard, and he knows that he's a wizard, living with the Dursleys, and they're just crap, okay? They're the absolute worst human beings ever, and I absolutely hate them. And I would just love to see all of them just get the abracadabra spell on them. I know that sounds harsh, but I just absolutely hate them. But back to what I was saying, I really like how we go to Gringotts, and we're going through Diagon Alley and all these really awesome places, because they look so real. And if you go to Universal, like I did last year, it's really cool to see that they completely recreated it, and it just shows how much of the production design went into this film. And that's why a lot of us truly love it, because it's all handmade, it's all built to perfection, and it encapsulates us into this world that this came out literally like 19 years ago, and it still looks phenomenal to this day. Well, except for some of these CGI shots that are in this film, because we'll get to that later. But I love the setup to go into Hogwarts, especially with John Williams' music. That is absolutely fantastic. I mean, the score is just phenomenal. It translates into the whole series, and I can't get enough of it. It is just phenomenal. Once you hear it, you get goosebumps every single time that the theme is playing in the beginning of these films. You get this sense of magic and wonder and mystery that you're going to get in this new adventure in this Harry Potter world. That can't go unnoticed. I love the idea of how the school works with all these teachers who are all wizards, and just having the different houses is just really cool. I mean, it's all beautiful. The cinematography is excellent, and it's like the perfect Halloween Christmas movie, because both those holidays are in there. So it seems like it's always like that. There's always Christmas in all these movies for some weird reason. Just throwing it out there. But I just love that charm in this film, and I love learning about these characters, and I love them going to class. I think there's just really interesting aspects. But the film does suffer a little bit just because there's a lot of setup and there's a lot of exposition, and sometimes it can just kind of go on and on and on without getting to the main story, because all of this is about the Sorcerer Stone. But we don't really get anything about the Sorcerer Stone until way, way later in the film, and then it's just kind of thrown in there, and then the film sometimes has a hard time of telling a story. It feels like it's just trying to set up for the rest of the franchise, and that's what makes these other movies good, because they don't really have to explain all these things, but at the same time you still gotta tell that story, and it just feels kind of thrown in there, in my personal opinion. Like, it's fine, and it really does go well when we're in the chess playing scene, or when they're in a sense of danger in that third act. It's really exciting and tons of fun, and it's just really spooky at times with the three-headed dog. Okay, those scenes are awesome, but it's just that middle. I was rewatching it and I was like, man, this just kind of goes on forever. Like, there's just so many annoying scenes that just don't add to the movie at all. I feel like they can be kind of cut out, and it really wouldn't change a lot of this film. Now, I know a lot of people really love this film, but let's just be honest. This one and Chamber of Secrets are definitely the weakest ones, and because they have so much setup. Just like Quidditch is cool, but let's just be honest, that Quidditch scene just does not hold up at all. I mean, they kind of just look fake the entire time, especially when they're flying around, but when they're still, obviously, they look real. But Quidditch is cool, and it's fun, but it doesn't really service anything to the plot, really. I mean, it has some moments that are going on behind the scenes while they're playing Quidditch that's supposed to add to the plot, but I feel like there's just other ways of getting that across, because then the Quidditch kind of becomes irrelevant in the later films, and they're just kind of there to be there, or just to add how Harry can do this because he did Quidditch in some of the later films. So yeah, I'm just kind of just not caring about some of this stuff, or the elements of how, like, their house wins, like, at the end of the year. But then they do that for what, one movie? Did they even do that in the next movie? I don't even remember. And then they just kind of get away with it, because I think they realize that if they just keep focusing on, that's not really the point of these films. I mean, it's really about the rise of Voldemort, and he's back, and how is he back? Are people trusting that he's back? And he just comes back in different ways throughout this series. So, it feels like these two films definitely get that. And we're going to talk about, in the next review, my bigger issues I have with Chamber of Secrets. But I think this film does a little bit better in Chamber of Secrets because it has that world setup, and it's just so enjoyable, and it's paced really great when it feels like it comes to the halt that it needs to, and then that second act just kind of goes nowhere. We kind of learn some new things, has some nice dramatic moments, but I really enjoy this film. I'm probably going to give it a 7 out of 10. That is a good score for me, okay? So don't go say, oh, Brad gave it a 7. I mean, I'm pretty harsh on movies to begin with, as many people that do know me, or if you don't know me, well, you're going to start to see that I'm pretty harsh on films because I've just seen so many. But I really do enjoy this film. So let me know down below, what is your favorite Harry Potter film? Or just give me some of your rankings, unless you want to save them for later. What are some things that you agree with or disagree with my review? Or some things that I forgot to mention? I would love to know those elements down below. And thank you for everyone who has liked and shared my videos and subscribed. You guys have been amazing. So if you guys have not done yet, hit the like button. Please subscribe for awesome and great content I want to give you. And if you want to see some more videos, a different style of videos, rankings, Blu-ray collections, definitely let me know, because I can make this channel great. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.